everybody and welcome to today's dance class. Please make sure you've got enough space around you to move. Roll back the rug, have some water or some squash nearby, and make sure the cat or dog are out of the room. So we're going to start with some seated dance exercises and then we'll get up on our feet. Now all the exercises I'm doing today can be done seated or standing, so see how you feel and decide whether you want to sit down for the whole session, stand up for the whole session, or like me, do a mixture of both. Okay, let's get going. Let's loosen up our necks and shoulders a little bit first. So let's have fingers tapping the back of your neck and then going up to your head and then tapping down the back of your neck, and then a little tap over the shoulder like so. Now knuckles, give your sides of your neck and the bottom of your skull a little bit of a rub to loosen you up a little bit, and down your neck and over your shoulders. Right, okay, next one. Elbow in your hand, fingers, and they're going to, you're going to give yourself a little bit of a massage to get rid of some of these knots. So if you see what I'm doing, I'm just going along my shoulder blade and working my way up and just, that's nice, loosening up my neck a little bit, okay? It's just as well I've not got a microphone close to me because you would hear all the crunches. Okay, and have a little bit of a wiggle. So the first movement exercise we're going to do today will involve circling the shoulders. So, and you're going to use your breath to initiate the move. So you take a deep breath and your shoulder goes forward, up and back. Then take a breath, and this time you're going to draw a circle with your elbow, up and back. Then, if you can, do a big circle with your arms, and we're going to do what's called a contraction. When you contract, I want you to imagine you've been punched in the tummy, so your tummy's quite tight, and another image you can think of is you've got a piece of string going through your tummy button and out through the back, and it's pulling your tummy back to the back wall. So you end up with a curved spine, and then you come back. Same again on the other side. Shoulder, elbow. Now if you want to just do 2 elbows, that's fine, but if not, if you can do a big circle, then do a big circle, contract, and then come back. Then both. Shoulders, elbows, arms, contract. Now hopefully that will loosen up your shoulders a little bit. Then I want you to, this is going to work on our fingers as well as our back. So can you imagine you're walking down your thighs, your knees, tuck your head down. In fact, actually watch me first, because you can't watch me and put your head down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down my shins, keeping my head down as far as I can go. So I can go there. And then I'm going to walk back up. Now you might find today you can only go maybe this far. That's okay. Just go as far as you can. But you'll be working your spine, but keep your head down, otherwise you'll hurt your neck. 2 of those, and then I was thinking about the idea that there's so much negativity going on at the moment. I don't know about you, but sometimes my head is full of the chaos going on in the world, and just for this half an hour, let's just forget the chaos. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of any negativity. So I want you to swipe and push anything negative away. And you come down again, push against your thighs, and push any negative thoughts away. We're only going to have positivity for this half an hour. And then swipe your arms Swipe your legs, maybe swipe down the side. And it's just a way of warming us up, but also just thinking about, right, we're going to escape and do some dancing, and we're not going to think about anything negative. Right, shall we put that to some music? So it starts with the shoulders. Let's have a go. Deep breath, shoulder, elbow, arm, contract, shoulder, elbow, arm, contract, both, shoulders, elbows, arms. I'm going to do that again. And shoulders, elbows, arms, contract. Okay, walking down the legs, down as far as you can go. Come back up. Down we go again. And back up. Okay, now we're going to take a swiping motion. Swipe. Up. Swipe again. Try the arms. Swipe. Swipe legs. Arms. Legs. And all the way down. And have a little wiggle. Okay, hopefully that has unknotted. Oh, let me just turn this off. That's it. Hopefully that's unknotted your shoulders a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to continue to work with our backs, and we're going to incorporate some breathing exercises as well. So you remember I talked about that contraction just now? So when you contract, the air is out. So imagine you've been punched and let the air out. And you're going to have your head tipped forward. Now, take a deep breath in, and as you take a deep breath in, you straighten up, take a deep breath, you look at me, and then you let the air go out. Deep breath in, shoulders down, and then breathe out. Okay, so that's the first part of the exercise. Then, if you think, actually, it's a bit like, think about your lungs really filling up. So when you're doing this deep breath, everything gets broader and then everything gets narrower. Then the third time you take a deep breath, you keep this deep breath in, if you can, and you're going to do a tip back. You might take your toes off, keeping your back nice and straight, a little tip back, you come forward, and then you let the air out. So the whole of that sequence goes in and out. In and out. And then in, tip back, keep the breath in, and then it comes out. Lovely. Then the next bit, you're going, make sure your chair is stable enough. You're going to take your, this is my left hand, so your right hand, and you're going to slide your hand down the chair, and at the same time uncurl the other arm and take a look at it. And this is giving you a nice stretch down the sides. Turn your hand over, follow it down, and then lean against the chair and look at it. Turn your hand over and lean. Turn your hand over and lean. Okay, so that's working our sides. From there, you're then going to do a tip. Arms are out to what's called second position, but I want you to go tip and put your arms back. Keep your back nice and straight and have a tip forward and back, tip forward and back, and then I call this aeroplanes. I know it's not a very technical term, but imagine you're an aeroplane and you're going one way and then up and over, taking a breath each time, up and over, up and over, come back to second and lower your arms. So that should be a nice exercise for your backs. Right, let me find the music for you and we'll give that one a go. So, okay, here we go. Start off with the breathing. So contract, deep breath in, again, have a little wiggle. Okay, so that's worked on our backs a little bit, and the movement mostly has been quite fluid. So now we're going to change the dynamics and we're going to do some sharp movements. Now, you can either just do your leg, you can either just do your arm, or if you want to test your coordination, which I know you love doing, you're going to do one leg but opposite arm, and it's got to be sharp, so it goes sharp and back, sharp, sharp, sharp. I don't know if you can hear my feet sliding on the floor. You're going to slide them but very sharply, and you point your foot. I wonder if you can see my feet properly. I'm going to go back a bit and point and point. Now the music has a sort of Spanishy feel, so then we're going to do our impression of flamenco dancing. I've tried flamenco once. It's one of the hardest things because you've got fluid arms but you're stamping your feet. So what you're going to do is you're going to stamp your feet, and at the same time you're going to do some curves, whatever you like with your arms, and then you're going to freeze in some sort of dramatic, vaguely Spanish looking pose. Then there's going to be some more, and then you pose again. And then we're going to continue with the idea of brushing our feet, but we're going to brush them to the side. So you're going to go side and back, really sharp. This time there's only time for 2, and 1 and 2. And then I think there's time at the end to do another lot of Spanishy bits and pieces. Okay, so just concentrate on being really sharp. Here we go. Right. You'll recognise the tune. Nice and straight. Sharp. Again. Oh well, if you want to do it again, you can always pause and rewind. Okay. Right, so we've done some fluid movements for our backs, we've done some sharp movements for our legs and feet. Now then, can you stand up and can you turn your chair so that you are just resting is the wrong word. I don't want to rest on the chair. It's just there as a security blanket at the moment. So maybe just a couple of fingers on the chair. So we're going to do, we did this in the last video and I like to do it again because it's so good for loosening up your hips. So I'm going to move forward a little bit because you need to be able to kick your leg back, so you need a bit of room. So you're going to start with your feet in parallel, and then from up here turn your legs out a little way to a first position. Now you can have your arm out, you can have your hands on your hip, and the idea is, imagine you've been whacked and that pushes your leg up. And it doesn't have to go as high as mine, as high as you feel able to today. Then you lower your leg, it goes back through first, push against the floor, and it goes up behind you. Comes back, push through first, and it flicks up. And your leg is bent and turned out. And while you're doing this swinging motion, it's like a bell, and it really loosens up your hips. So we do 14, then you've got 2 counts to turn the other way, and then have a go on the other side. Okay, 14, 2 to turn, 14, 2 to turn. So just enjoy this swinging motion, but keep from your waist upwards, it's got to be really still and held tall, so your tummy's quite tight, and then this will really help your posture and your balance. Okay, so, oh, you'll know this music as well. It's Boom Papa. I think we've used it in class before. Here we go. Oh, no, not that one. Right, here we go. Right, ready? Push forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, exercise you could repeat if you wanted to. And it's something that maybe you could do when you're washed up. Maybe you can do it in the kitchen. You can be by the sink and you can have a little swing of the legs, or in the bathroom. It's just something you could do every day, just to keep your hips nice and mobile. Okay, oh yes, one more thing. Now the music is quite fast for this, but we will take it slow. Again, you'll recognise the music. We're going to start off feet in parallel, so that is hip distance apart, tummies tucked in, bottoms under, shoulders down, and again your chair is there. In fact, you might need it a little bit more for this one. So you're going to do, again, you can have your hands here, 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 it doesn't really matter. But we're going to do a bend, so that's a plie and straighten, plie, straighten, plie. So the knees bend over the centre of the toes. So don't go towards the big toe or the little toe, you're aiming for the middle. And of course your back's got to stay straight. Imagine a piece of string is pulling you up. Okay, I think it's 8 of those, and then we go bend, straighten, rise. Now, the only way you'll get up there is to tuck your tummy in and squeeze your bottom under. So bend and up, bend and up, bend and up. Then the next bit, you're going to, I'm going to go through my foot and I'm going to end up pointing my foot, and I'm going to go up, down, up, down, up. It's a bit like, in fact, if we do it, so you aim to put your foot not next to your knee, but sort of near your knee. All right, so it goes up. It's a bit like an exaggerated march. So we're going to have some of those. Then we'll have some where you're doing a brush forward. So you're pushing your foot forward and you're pointing your toes. We'll also include some flicks, and you can bend your knees in between time. All the time I'm holding onto the chair, but you don't have to. If you feel confident, you can do whatever you like with your arms. And then, because it's the can-can music, so then we might do a little bit of up, and then you know when they with their skirts and they sort of wiggle their legs, so we might do a little bit of that. And again, I suggest you hold onto your chair, and then at the very end you're going to do your version of the can-can. Now, if you're feeling very energetic today, we might have some of you doing big and up, but if you just want to do little leg lifts or little kicks, it's up to you. So this is your way of warming up your legs, but it's also a really good exercise for balance. But only let go if you feel confident. Right, here we go then. Starting off with the plies, which are the bends. Right, can music, off we go. Bend. Then have a little bit of a rest. I expect that's got you a little bit out of breath. So we're going to pause, and I'd like you to have a sip of water or some squash. And this is your chance that if you want to continue to stand, then push the chair to one side, but you can do the next exercise sat down if you want to. Right, I think I'll have a glass of squash as well. So now is the time to pull out some of the things that we did in the warm-up and create a dance. So in this warm-up we did some tips. Do you remember we were doing all this sort of thing? We did swipes, we had that, and there were a number of swipes that we did. We did some breathing exercises, so we did the one where you breathe in and out, and then we also did this. So we've done some breaths, and we've also done some releves, which are rises. But you can interpret a rise however you like. You can lift your arm, that could be a rise. Lift your leg, that could be a rise. You could lift both arms up. So this dance that we're about to do is open to interpretation. I'm going to take the 4 words. I'm going to take tip, I'm going to take swipes, breaths and rise, and I'm going to create a short sequence. Now learn my sequence, and then if you want to do my sequence you can, but if not you might think, oh no, I want to do something else for breaths, or I want to do something else for swipes. So it's up to you. This is your chance to be a bit creative, and you can make it much more physical if you've got more room, or if you've got less room, or if you want to sit down today, you can do this dance sat down, because all you need are those 4 words. Okay, all will become clear as I teach it. So I'm taking the word tip, and for my tip I'm going to put my feet, now if I start off in parallel I'm going to turn them out, and then if you put your feet apart a little bit and they're turned out, they're not really turned out like that, that's impossible, but turned out a little way, and make sure your weight is in the middle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do bend, tip. So this is how I'm going to do a tip. You can tip however you want to. Notice I'm bending and then tipping. Bending, tipping. Keep your back straight. I can imagine some of you are tipping your back. It doesn't look very elegant if you're tipping forward. So keep your back straight if you're doing this version. Of course you might want to do something else with your arms. You might want to do this. You might want to do this. However you want to tip. If you're sat down, you might do what we did earlier when we were being aeroplanes. So your version of tip. And that's 8 counts. Then we're going to take the idea of swipes. Now I quite like that thing that we did in the warm-up, so I'm going to, just for variety, I'm going to change so that I'm on the diagonal, and I'm going to stand up tall, and then I'm going to bend over and swipe and make quite a big gesture out of that. Come up, and then I'm going to go swipe and come up. So that's my version of swipe, and there's 2 of those. Then the idea of breath. So I've just finished there, and what I want to do is I'm going to, when we do breaths we have this contraction, so I'm going to think, I think I might face that diagonal with my top of my body, so I might go contract, deep breath in, contract, deep breath in. So I'm doing that because I just wanted a little bit of variety, so I've gone that way and I thought, oh, I can then move this way. But you do your own version of breath, 2 of them. Then we'll take, so I've done, for me, I've done this and up and this and up. And then the word is rise, and we've got 8. So I think I'm going to go back to second. I'm going to raise one arm, raise the other, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we're going to go up and completely, whoops, that's it, completely rise up. So for that, to stay up there, tuck your tummy in and your bottom under. And that is my sequence, and there's enough time for me to do it twice. So I'll call out the words. You can either do exactly what I do, or you can modify it, or do your own movements to match the words. Okay, let me just find the music. You'll probably know this music as well, actually. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's really nice. I think you'll like this one. So I'm going to start with tip. We're going to tip. Then we're going to brush. Swiping forward. Breath. Breath. Raise. 1. Up. 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 From the beginning, tip. Swipe. Swipe. Breaths. Raise. Up. 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 Hold it there. Very nice. Lovely. So I'm hoping by giving you an open-ended task like that, you get the chance to modify the moves if you need to. Right, and don't forget this is recorded, so you can play this back whenever you like. And actually, every time you do it, maybe you could find different ways to do the tip, the swipe, the breath, and the rise. So you could make up a different dance every time you watch this. Okay, let's do a cool down. You just need to follow what I'm doing, all right? You might, if you've ever seen the musical Chess, you may remember Elaine Page and Barbara Dixon sung this. Okay, let's have feet in parallel. Let's take a deep breath. Arms higher. Higher. Up and over. Same again. hope that's given you a nice stretch today. Hope that's given you a nice stretch. You feel a little bit looser, and I'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Take care of yourselves. Bye.
Hello everyone. I do hope you've enjoyed DanceMakers today. Don't forget to like the video below, and then you'll be able to find us easily next time you want to take part. Also, did you know by subscribing to our YouTube channel, you'll be told when there's new videos coming up, so you can search for your brand new DanceMakers video as soon as it's live. If you'd like to help support our work in the community, there's a couple of ways that you can donate to us. You can donate via our website at independentarts.org.uk and click the button that says donate. You can send a cheque through the post to number 30 Key Street, Newport, P030 5BA, or there's a brand new way with our new text to donate system. If you text the word Independent Arts as all one word to 70085, you'll make a donation of £5 to our work. Your text will cost £5 plus your usual network rate. Thank you very much and enjoy your day.